Since the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise, built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Hey there, sports fans. Mike Ritter coming to you from the Well in Williston as Teton basketball is set to kick off for the first home games of 2025. Here in the Well, the Tetons will be taking on Bismarck State College. The Tetons, who were at the top of the conference, now find themselves down in 5th spot. That's thanks to an error that was made in not getting a red shirt in time, scheduled with the conference and the NJCAA. The college is appealing that, so momentarily they're having a 1-2 conference record, 13-6 overall. If those appeals do get reversed, and should they get reversed, they would be currently at 3-0 in conference play and 13-4 overall on the season. That same issue also affects the men's squad, who were previously unblemished in conference play. Taking a peek at the Bismarck State Mystics and what they've done so far on the season, they have wins in conference against Dawson Community College, Miles Community College, and United Tribes. So this matchup will be their first test against one of the top teams in the MONDAC here against Williston State. No stats available for Bismarck State, so we'll jump over and look at the Tetons and see how they're getting things done. The Tetons, their last official loss that they got on the floor came earlier in 2024. That came in November against the Concordia JV squad. And previously, before that, they lost in the finals of the Buster Gillis Classic in Newtown. The Tetons have been playing excellent. Besides that, they had their last couple of games, or their last game that's officially in the books as a record. It was on the road in Bottineau against Dakota College at Bottineau, in which they won 82-54. Looking over at the Mystics, have yet to play Bottineau, so still no comparison. We'll have to go back and look at the non-conference game that the Tetons had against United Tribes. The Tetons won that one 86-63. The Mystics have also played United Tribes, in which they won that one by 5, 75-70. 2.5 minutes before we get underway in this one. Taking a peek at the current standings as they look as of right now in the MONDAC Conference for women's basketball. Dawson Community College 4-0 overall. North Dakota State 4-0 overall. Lake Region State 4-0 overall. Those are two teams that the Tetons had wins wiped off because of their red shirt issues. Bismarck State at 3-0. The Tetons and United Tribes at 1-2. Miles at 1-3. and Dakota College at Bottineau and Dawson. Winless, 0-3 and 0-4 respectively. The Tetons have 4 scorers in double digits currently at this point in the season. Leading the way is Allison Coonsey at 15.3 points per game, Jersey Berg at 13.4, Ali Garcia at 12.5, and Taylor Murtaugh at 12.2. So a very balanced attack by the Tetons. The Tetons looking at some of the individual leaders through the conference at this point of the season. Don't have anybody in overall on the leaderboard for points per game. Allison Coonsey is number 5 in the conference in rebounds per game at 7.8. However, the Tetons do have 4 players in the top 5 in field goal percentage, and those are all 4 of the players who are scoring in double digits. Coonsey at number 1, shooting 67% from the field. Berg shooting 56%. Bolito shooting 51%, and Garcia shooting 46%. So some very effective shooters out on the court for this Tetons group. Both teams have lined up now along the sideline, and we're going to have some pregame announcements, then the national anthem and starting lineups. Should be a fantastic couple of games here for this Sunday matinee for Teton basketball that you can find exclusively all season long right here on the Williston State College YouTube channel. Fans still trickling into the well. Should be a pretty good crowd despite some frigid weather here in Williston. Both teams now getting ready to go for the starting lineup. I'd also like to mention the pregame sponsor is Triangle Electric. Now time for the national anthem. We'll be back after the anthem.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Welcome back. Now time for the starting lineups for the visiting team on the scoreboard. The Bismarck State College Mystics. Coming out first, number 5 is going to be Callie Dauenhauer, a 5'7" freshman guard from Bismarck. Number 12, Harris Beauchamp, a 6' sophomore guard forward from Beulah. Number 15, Aaliyah McPherson, a 5'10" freshman guard from Bismarck. Number 25, Kate Zimmer, a 5'4" freshman guard from Kenmare, North Dakota. And Anna Ross, a 6' sophomore forward from Bluffdale, Utah. Mystics are coached by first-year head coach Jason Harris, assisted by Courtney Olson. Now time for the starting lineups for the home team on the scoreboard, the Williston State Tetons. Getting the nod first, a 5'9" freshman guard from Bottineau, North Dakota, number 4, Kylie Simpson. A 5'10" sophomore forward from Malta, Montana, number 5, Allison Coonsey. A 5'9" freshman guard from Charlottetown, Australia, number 13, Taylor Murtaugh. A 5'9" sophomore guard from Marden, Australia, number 15, Ali Garcia. And rounding out the starting lineup, a 5'11" freshman forward from Bismarck, North Dakota, number 21, Jersey Berg. The Tetons this year are coached once again by Bill Triplett, assisted by Bridger Rice and Corey Fleck. Starting lineups in the books now, both teams. In the center circle, it will be Berg for the Tetons. She'll be going up against Beauchamp. It'll be taken away by the Mystics. They get off to the races. Layup by McPherson. No good. Pulled down by Kunze. The first of many rebounds here for the Tetons. They're a +8 in the rebound margin. Simpson up on top to Kunze. Gets to the elbow. Hands it off. Over to Murtaugh. Now to Garcia. Crosses over. Picks up a screen. Gets in the paint. There's some contact. And there's going to be a foul that'll go on Ross. First personal, first team. 9:38 left to go in the first quarter here on Terry Olson Court in the Well in Williston. Garcia to the line for her first of 2 free throws. First one is up and on the way. That one is good. Garcia 1 for 1, and the Tetons start out on top 1-0. Garcia now looking to make it 2-0 with her second of 2. Bismarck State without a couple of players here on the roster as Garcia knocks down the second half, and the Tetons go up by a bucket. Bismarck State pushing it up the court. Dauenhauer has it on top of the perimeter, swing over to Zimmer on the wing. Zimmer kicks it up on top to McPherson. Long ball coming off the mark, no good. Kunze with another board. Zimmer all over as Kunze gets it off to Murtaugh. Push it up the court. Garcia wide open in the wing. Murtaugh couldn't find her. Up on top to Kunze, who's going to take off through contact, and there's going to be another foul called. We'll see who that one's on. If it's on Ross, it's going to be her second. Also in the area was Zimmer, and it is going to go on Zimmer, her first personal. So the Tetons are being very aggressive here early. They're going to look to drive to see if they can get the short-handed Mystics in some foul trouble early. Kunze's first one is going to be up and good. All 3 points from the stripe so far for Williston State. Allison, the sophomore from Malta, Montana, looking to make it all 4 points, and she does. Perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe for the Tetons. Dauenhauer pushes it back up the court for Mystics, a prolific 3-point shooting team. Beauchamp has it, crosses over on Berg, loses a handle, regains control. Bounce pass is going to be saved from going out of. No, it can't be saved by Zimmer, as her and Simpson got a little bit tangled up. So it'll go back to Williston State. Berg now will inbound the play. Ball from the far corner into Simpson. She'll march it up the court. 9 minutes on the dot left to go in the first quarter. Simpson over to Garcia on the far wing. Looking for Berg up on top. Couldn't find her. Going to be covered up. Hands it off to Murtaugh. Picks up a Kunze screen. Good pick and roll. Murtaugh. Long 2-point shot. It's going to be off the mark. No good. Going to be come down by Zimmer. 2-on-2 up the court. Zimmer is going to have it stolen away by Garcia. Simpson underneath the basket. Tall pass. Jump stop underneath. Puts it up and in. Kylie Simpson with her first bucket of the game. And the Tetons get their first field goal. Long pass out to Ross on the perimeter. Now back up on top. Dauenhauer takes a long 3-pointer. That's off the mark. No good. Rebound's going to come down to Beauchamp. She's going to be fouled by Murtaugh. First team and personal for the Tetons. So it will remain Bismarck State's ball. Ball gets into Zimmer, who will pick up a Beauchamp screen. Looking to get it in the corner now to Ross. Back up on top to Zimmer. It's going to trickle into the backcourt, and that's going to be a backcourt violation on the Mystics. So the Tetons starting off on a 6-0 run. A look to extend that here on this possession. Berg sets a trigger from the near sideline. No on-ball pressure on Zimmer. She gets the inbound pass. Up on top to Kunze. Will hand it off to Berg. Berg, a mid-range specialist for the Tetons. Picks up a screen. Now off to Garcia. Way downtown. Garcia off the mark. Kunze with the rebound. Underneath it'll go. Puts it up and in. Allison Kunze with 2 more. And there's going to be a timeout called by Bismarck State here with 7:55 left to go. 8-0 run to start for the Tetons. It's a short timeout. We'll take one as well. Back in half a minute.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store. Proudly supporting.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball, exclusively on the Williston State College YouTube page. Teton's up 8-0, and we are at the 7:55 mark, so just over 2 minutes have elapsed in the first quarter. Bismarck called their first timeout of the game. Tetons with just one foul so far. That came against Kylie Simpson. Taylor Murtaugh picking up the foul. 2 on BSC. Dauenhauer has it, crossing over on Murtaugh. She's going to be stolen away with the ball from Murtaugh. Tetons pushing it up. 3-on-2 break. Over to Berg. Mid-range J. Jersey up, no good. Taken away again underneath by Coonsey, and there's going to be a jump ball underneath. Alternating arrow will give it back to the Tetons. 7:40 left to go. Tetons playing some tough defense. They're ramping up the intensity early. Inbound play now coming, gets it over to Simpson. Simpson driving, gets a step on Zimmer, loses the ball on the ground. It's going to go. It'll be picked up by Beauchamp. She'll push it up the court. Long pass over on the perimeter to McPherson. McPherson thought about a three-pointer, picks up a screen, step back, long-range three. That's off the back of the iron, no good. Coonsey with another board. She'll get it off to Simpson. Pass up to Garcia. Garcia on a baseline drive. She's cut off underneath Coonsey. Mid-range jumper up and in. Allison Coonsey with 6 points already in the game. And the Tons are off to a 10-0 start. Long pass to McPherson on the wing. Up on top. It'll go now to Dauenhauer. Long three-pointer coming from Zimmer. And Zimmer will knock it down. First bucket of the game. Cuts the lead down to 7. 7:03 left to go. Murtaugh coming up the perimeter. She'll hand it off to Coonsey. Now to Simpson, working her way around. Good ball movement by the Tetons. Garcia driving, bounce pass underneath, a missed kick ball, but it'll go back to the Tetons as it rolls out of bounds. Substitution coming in for Williston State. Ross checks out of the game. Coming in is Caden Piercy. Piercy is sophomore from Dickinson. Teton set up for the inbound pass underneath her own basket. Berg gets it along the perimeter. Bobbled it, gets it off now to Garcia, looking underneath for Coonsey. Garcia's going to drive. Lots of contact. Garcia stuck in the paint. Out will go to Berg. Gets to the elbow. Looking to get in. Over to Simpson. Head and shoulders fake. Looks to get a step on Zimmer. Contact, no. It'll be picked up by Coonsey, who puts it back, and she's going to be fouled by Harris Beauchamp, who will have the third team foul for Bismarck State, just her first personal. Coach Harris for BSC not happy with some of the defensive efforts out on the court. Coonsey with 6 points already in the game. A chance for 2 more if she can make both halves of the double shot bonus. Coonsey's first one is going to be up and good. She'll have one more coming with 6:36 left. Allison's next one on the way. That one is good. The Tetons remain perfect from the stripe. Back up comes Kelly Dauenhauer for the Mystics. Long pass into the perimeter on the near wing to McPherson. Back up to Dauenhauer. A little bit of congestion for Bismarck State. Now Zimmer working around the perimeter. She'll get it off. McPherson on the drive. She's going to float her up. No good. Tipped around. It'll be kept alive by the Mystics. And McPherson cleans up the glass and puts it in. Back to a 7-point game. Here comes Murtaugh. Bounce pass underneath the Coonsey. And Coonsey's going to be stripped. It'll stay with the Tetons. Close one. That was close to out of bounds on the Tetons. Also close to another foul on Zimmer. The Tetons will retain possession. 6:12 left to go. Simpson set to trigger. Gets it into Coonsey. Back to Simpson. Baseline jumper from Simpson. Off the mark. No good. Pulled down by Beauchamp. She's calling off everyone else. She'll take it up the court herself. Flips it over to Dauenhauer on the far wing. Up on top to Zimmer. Now McPherson on the near wing. One-on-one with Garcia. Up on top. Dauenhauer with a straightaway three-pointer. No good. Tipped out. Simpson comes down to the board. No one open down court. She'll put it up. Now to Berg. Berg looking to drive baseline, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. That one will go on McPherson. Be the fourth team foul on the Mystics. And now the Tetons will be shooting the rest of this first quarter. 5:47 left. Zimmer coming out of the game. Checking in is going to be Brindley Murdoch, who saw quite a bit of play last year for the Mystics. Inbound play coming. Looking to get someone clear. Bounce pass into Garcia on the far wing. Looking to drive. Is going to be up. Hangs. Puts it up. No good. Gets her own rebound. Looks to get it off. Simpson. Pump fake in the paint. Out to go. Berg. Long three on the way. That's going to be up and hits the rim a few times and gets in there. Jersey Berg for three. No, long two. They're going to say foot on the line. Back come the Mystics up the court. have it now on the wing into Beauchamp. Looking to drive, turns the corner on Berg. She's going to be stripped. Murtaugh is going to get whistled for her second personal, just the second team. So second, so we may see some Lucia Bolito here sooner rather than later for Williston State. Inbound play goes for the Mystics. They're going to get it up on top to Dowenhauer. Crosses over, long pass into the corner. 3 open from McPherson, and she's going to knock it down. Got a nice screen on the perimeter from Piercy and Murdoch. 14-8 game. 6-point lead for the Tetons. Coonsey has it up on top. Gives it to Garcia. Garcia gets to the elbow. She's going to drive. Off the backboard, no good. Bird's going to be hammered on the putback. No foul called. Pulled down by Beauchamp. The Mystics now looking to see if they can charge back in this one. On the near wing to McPherson. McPherson, another step back three-pointer. That one's going to be good. McPherson with back-to-back threes. And it's quickly a 3-point game with 4:40 left to go in the first quarter. Simpson pushes it up the court. Looking for backdoor for Murtaugh. Lays it up and in. Taylor Murtaugh gets her first bucket of the game. And the Tetons are back up by 5. And there's going to be a ball thrown out of bounds intended for Murdoch. No one was around. Murdoch just wasn't paying attention. So that turnover will give it back to the Tetons. Inbound play now coming for Williston State. A little more pressure defensively for the Mystics. They get it in the backcourt to Simpson. She'll walk it across the timeline. The Tetons looking to extend their lead back out. Double high screen coming. Simpson bounce pass underneath to Coonsey. She puts it up and in. Coonsey with 2 more. She already has 10 points. She may be in line for a career high. Long pass underneath. He's going to be put up and in. No one got Piercy in transition. So a defensive breakdown for Williston State. Back down to a 5-point game. Coonsey on top of the perimeter. She's going to get to the elbow. She'll pull up for the long 2-point shot, and there's going to be a foul call to the Mystics. That one's going to go on Murdoch. Her first personal, 15th foul. So the Tetons in the bonus. As Coonsey with 10 points in the quarter, looking for more already. And the Mystics have yet to find an answer for the sophomore from Montana. First one on the way is going to be up and good. Allison will have one more from the stripe. Tetons back up by 6, the chance to make it 7. Coonsey with her second of 2 on the way. That one is going to be good. Coonsey now 2 for 2 from the line. Up the court, Downhauer. Slowly march it up. We'll see if the Tetons can do a little bit better protecting the perimeter. Long pass is going to be again out of the outside. It'll be popped away from Murdoch, but she'll get a step after recovering, and she'll lay it up and in. Back and forth we're going here through the middle portion of the first quarter. Murtaugh has it. Back up on top to Coonsey. Coonsey over to Garcia. Garcia thought about a 3. She gets a step on Murdoch. Underneath, Coonsey's going to lose it. Tries to hike it over to Berg, but it's going to go out of bounds. Back to the Mystics in a 5-point game where Bismarck State has a chance to cut it back down once again to 3. Aaliyah McPherson works the ball up the court for the Mystics. Tetons still in man-to-man defense. Near wing to Downhauer. In the quarter now, it'll go to Beauchamp. Long pass on the baseline to Murdoch. Murdoch with a long 2-pointer. That's not going to hit anything. It'll be tipped out of bounds by Murtaugh. The Mystics will retain possession, but with just 15 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Triplett not happy with the defensive and rebounding efforts. The last couple trips down the court defensively for Williston State. 20-15, 3:14 left to go in the quarter. Beauchamp going to get it way up on top. Now to McPherson. Swing pass over to Piercy for a 3. That's going to be no good. Simpson comes down to the rebound. Tetons looking to run. They have numbers. Berg flaring out to the wing. Simpson pulls up for 3 in motion. Up and no good. Tipped around. Going to be come down. Berg's going to get it. She'll put it up and in. Jersey Berg with 2 more. She has 4 in the game. Wilson State up by 7. Long pass over to McPherson on the near wing. Back up on top to Beauchamp. Beauchamp slowing things down. Underneath it'll go, and Dowenhauer will put it up. That's no good. It'll be Murtaugh who pulls it down. Long pass over to Berg. Berg pulls up in the mid-range. That's going to rattle around. No good. Coonsey gets it. She's going to put it back up. They're going to say she's going to be blocked out, hammered on the arm. Back comes the Mystics. Looking to cut in transition. Nothing there. Out to Murdoch. Murdoch back up on top. They swing it at Dowenhauer for 3. That's going to be good. Callie Dowenhauer hits the 4th 3-pointer of the quarter for Bismarck State. The triples have been keeping them in it so far. Coonsey up on top. They're giving her a wide berth. as now Garcia will get to the perimeter. Gets it over to Murtaugh. Drives back out to Garcia. Wide open look for three for Garcia. That's in and out. No good. It'll be pulled down by Beauchamp. And she'll go with a long baseball pass again out to Murdoch. And Murdoch's going to be blocked by Garcia underneath. So Ali Garcia with a good defensive recovery. Big mismatch as Murdoch had quite the height advantage over Garcia. And now it'll be Murtaugh coming out of the game with 1:56 left to go. She played about 4 minutes after picking up that second foul. Long pass now goes up on top to Beauchamp. Beauchamp looking to drive on Berg, and there's going to be a foul on Berg. It's going to be her first personal and send the Mystic to the line for the first time. Callie Down, no, it's going to be Harris Beauchamp going to the line for a pair. Third team foul on the Tetons, 1:52 left in the quarter. First on the way for Beauchamp, that is going to be up and good. Her first bucket of the game, or her first point of the game. She'll have a chance for one more. If she can knock it down, that'll close the gap to just two. Second of two on the way, and that one will be good as well. Now a 22-20 game. Checking out will be Callie Dowenhauer. Coming back in is Kate Zimmer for the Mystics. Berg gets the ball into Simpson. Marches it up the court for Williston State. Tetons started off on a 10-0 run. Since then, it has been a 20-12 run, and there's an offensive foul called on Kylie Simpson. So Simpson picks up her first, fourth team, so now both teams will be shooting the remaining 1:43 left. BSC has a chance to tie it or take the lead here on this possession late in the first quarter. Zimmer bringing it up the court, double high screen. Simpson curls around, no one there. Out of the corner to Piercy. Piercy looking down low underneath to Murdoch. Nothing there. Back to Zimmer on the wing. Up to Piercy. She'll cross over on Kunze. And there's going to be a block underneath. Kunze comes down with it. She looks to push it up to Garcia. Tetons don't have numbers. We'll see what Garcia does. She looks to drive. Baseline. Nothing there in the corner to Bolito. Bolito's going to take off. Has it stripped away. Now a 2-on-1 break for Bismarck State. McPherson pulls up for the mid-range floater. Off the mark. No good. Bolito will come away with it. She'll get it into Kunze. Off to Simpson. Back and forth we go. 1:05 left. It'll go to the elbow to Berg, who'll knock it down. Jersey Berg toed so tough from the mid-range. Tetons back up by 2 possessions. Quick three-pointer coming the other way by McPherson. That's out, tipped away from Berg underneath to Zimmer, who's going to put it up and good. Coach Triplett wanted a foul on the rebound. As Zimmer now up to 5 points for BSC. Back to a 1-possession game. Here's going to a drive from Simpson. Cut off in the paint. Out will go to Garcia for 3 from range. Off the back of the iron. No good. Pulled down by Zimmer. Doesn't have any teammates help. Murdoch now is going to heave one up in transition, and Murdoch will knock down a long one. She has 5 points, and the Mystics will take a lead. A shootout here in the first quarter. 25-24. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Tetons will hold for the last shot. 5 3-pointers in the quarter for the Mystics. Simpson coming around a double high screen. Over to Berg. Berg, long 2-pointer on the way. Jersey knocked it down. Her second long 2 of the game. Tetons back up by 1. Last second heave, and that one's going to be good as it goes. Well short by Zimmer. And the Tetons take a 1-point lead after the first quarter in a defense optional first 26-25. We are going to take a 1-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have more Teton basketball right here for you on the Williston State YouTube channel.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Mike Ritter back here for Williston State Teton basketball. The Tetons hold a 1-point lead over Bismarck State at the beginning of the second quarter. Mystics have the ball. Long pass over into the corner. Three-pointer quick coming up, and that's going to be up and over everything. Murdoch with a long offensive rebound. She'll swing it off to Zimmer, and it'll be a fresh set. Freshly checked in the game is Brooklyn Brendel for the Mystics. Zimmer looking to drive on Simpson. Kicks it off to Murdoch for three, and Murdoch knocks down her second three-pointer of the game. She has 8 points and is a 2-point lead for the Mystics, who have already hit 6 three-pointers. And if they need to get it done against the Tetons, that's how they're going to have to do it. Coming back the other way, Coonsey catches just inside the charity stripe and knocks down a mid-range jumper. Tied up at 28. Coonsey with 14 points in the half so far. Zimmer with the ball, cut off by Simpson. Picking up a big screen on top from Murdoch. Murdoch underneath to Beauchamp. Beauchamp turned around, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. That may go against Coonsey. If it is, it'll be her first personal. So Coonsey does pick up the foul, and that will send. There's Beauchamp back to the stripe for 2 more. She has 2 points on a pair of free throws. McPherson checking out of the game. Downhauer coming back in. So Coach Triplett telling one of the officials, hey, let's look for a wraparound on those moves. And the first one is going to be up and good for Beauchamp. Mystics back up by 1 now, 29-28 over the Tetons. Beauchamp again at the stripe. Here comes her second of 2. That one off the mark, no good. That'll be pulled down by Berg. Berg gets it off to Simpson, pushes it up the court. Gets to the top of the perimeter, setting up the half-court look. Bolito now back over to Coonsey. Coonsey will hand it off to Garcia. Garcia takes off, gets to the elbow. She'll cycle through to Bolito, loses the handle, down to one knee, picks it back up. Now finds Garcia. Garcia hands it off to Simpson. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Mid-range jumper from the elbow, in and out, no good. Pulled down by Murdoch. Will run the point for the Mystics up the court. Murdoch in transition, another 3, soft off the front of the line, no good. Zimmer with the rebound, and there's going to be a foul called on Bolito. She got tangled up with Zimmer. So that'll be a foul on Bolito. First personal, second team in the second quarter. So to start off the second, this time it's the Tetons getting a couple early fouls. Zimmer set to trigger from underneath her own basket, waiting for action. Up on top, it'll go now to Downhauer. Downhauer closed off by Bolito. Had it tipped away momentarily, but into the hands of Beauchamp. Downhauer with a three-pointer on the way. That's going to be high off the back of the iron. No good. Brendel comes over the top of Coonsey, but Coonsey still able to pull down the rebound. Simpson now, corner 3, gets a step on Zimmer. Puts it up and off the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Beauchamp. Mystics don't have numbers. Beauchamp looking to drive on Garcia. Allie, a good job to cut her off on the baseline underneath the Brendel. No, it'll trickle through, picked up by Bolito, and back come the Tetons looking to reclaim the lead. Over to Berg, crossing over on Murdoch. Now to Garcia, long with 3, and that one finally, the lid comes off for Allie Garcia as she puts Williston State back up by 2, 31-29. Murdoch looking down low. Beauchamp working on Berg, and Berg gets barreled to the floor, no call. And that'll be 2 more points for Beauchamp. That's the first field goal from inside the paint in the quarter for the Mystics at 31 all. 7.5 left to go in the first half. Garcia into the corner for Berg. Baseline jumper on the way. Jersey. Berg so good. And she drops it in there for 2 more. Berg has 10 points herself. Brendel over to Murdoch in the near corner. Up on top it'll go. Zimmer open look for 3. That one's going to be off the mark. No good. Coonsey rips it away from a couple of defenders. They'll get it off to Garcia. Long pass over to Berg. She'll drive. Gets going to cut off. Baseline jumper again. It'll just tip off. Coonsey steps through, gets the rebound, puts it up, and it drops in there. Allison Coonsey now the game high 16. So Tetons have rebuilt a 4-point lead. Here comes some reinforcements. Patience Gray set to check in along with Taylor Murtaugh. Over to Brendel. She'll swing through, got away with a walk up on top. 3-pointer coming from Dowenhauer, who knocks down another triple. An impressive 3-point shooting effort so far for the Mystics. Back at the court now is Simpson for Williston State. Simpson waiting to set things up. Hands it off to Bolito. Picks up a Coonsey screen. Gets it off in mid-range to Coonsey, and there's going to be an offensive foul on Coonsey. Questionable call, and that on the court. as it'll be substitutions now for each team. Simpson will go out of the game with Murtaugh coming back in, and Berg checks out with Patience Gray entering. Zimmer checked out of the game for BSC with McPherson now back in. Dowenhauer bringing it up the court. 1 point Teton lead, 35-34. Murdoch has it on the perimeter. He'll kick it off to McPherson. Got a defender up in the air. Nupp's going to be up no good. Rebound by Kunze. Gets it off to Murtaugh. She'll weave through traffic. Moving up the court. We'll see if the Tetons can get Gray going down in the low post. Gets a good seal over on Beauchamp. Now it's going to be a Kunze on the drive. Now to Murtaugh from the far wing. Up and good. Taylor Murtaugh with the much-needed three-pointer for the Tetons. So Murtaugh and Garcia, as there's a three-pointer coming from Beauchamp. That's not going to hit anything. It'll fall out of bounds. And Berg now will come back into the game. She'll get a quick break in there for Kunze. So Ross will check back into the game for the Mystics as well. Anna Ross in there for a little more post presence. Up the court comes Murtaugh. Over to Bolito, looking down low for Gray. She's going to be covered up by Ross. To Garcia, is going to shimmy and shake through contact. Throws one up, no good. Gray can't reel it in. And Garcia took a shot as she went for the running floater. It'll go out of bounds back to the Mystics. A 4-point Williston State lead here, 38-34 with 5:30 left to go in the quarter. Pushing up the court. Now to Murdoch on the near wing. She'll be picked up by Berg. Up on top to McPherson. Looking to drive on Garcia. Good job cutting her off, Garcia. There's going to be a block by Gray. Garcia comes down with it. 3-on-2 break for the Tetons. Garcia goes for a mid-range floater and gets it a drum. Allie Garcia with two more. The Tetons back up by 6. Long pass over to Dowenhauer. Got away with the walk out, bobbling the pass. Over to go. Dowenhauer back up to Zimmer for 3. That one's going to be good. Kate Zimmer with her next long-range shot. Back up the court come the Tetons. Is back and forth we go. Three-pointers again have been very, very potent. Patience Gray turnaround jumper off the glass. Up and in. Patience with her first bucket. 5-point game now for the Tots. 42-37. 4:40 left to go as Dowenhauer crosses the timeline. High screen coming from Ross. Pick and roll, nothing there. Poked away from Bolito, but Dowenhauer will be able to get it in again. Murtaugh's going to poke away a pass. Here comes the Tetons again. Garcia passes to go underneath to Bolito. Off the board, up and in. Bolito with her first bucket. 44-37. Long pass coming back over to McPherson from the far wing. Up on top, it'll go to Ross. Back to McPherson, going to pick up a Zimmer screen. Good recovery by the Tetons defensively. Zimmer has to kick it off to Dowenhauer. Murdoch with a screen, will cross over. Dowenhauer with a long 2-point shot, no good. Garcia with the board, she'll hand it off to Murtaugh. Back comes Williston State. Murtaugh now with 4 minutes left to go. It's going to drive, gets into the paint, takes a shot. It'll just roll off the front of the rim, no good. Good idea by Taylor Murtaugh. They'll give the ball back to the Mystic. McPherson gets it off to Zimmer from about 5 feet beyond the arc. That's in and out, no good. Berg will pull down the rebound, and they're going to get a bump called on Anna Ross. She'll pick up her second personal, just the first team here in the quarter, as 2 reserves are set to come into the game for Bismarck State. And there's going to be a media timeout called on the court here with 3:46 left to go in the first half. We'll be back for more Teton basketball in 60 seconds.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State YouTube channel. Tetons have the ball. Long pass over to Berg from Murtaugh. Berg up on top of the perimeter to Gray. Bobbles the ball. Now Bolito. Bolito crosses over looking to drive. She's cut off. Gray in the paint's going to put her up. No good. Tipped around. It'll stay with the Tetons. 3:30 left to go. Fresh 20 on the shot clock after it hit off of the rim. Murtaugh now calling for action. Bounce pass over to Berg. Up on top to Garcia. Finding Murtaugh in the corner. Quick three from Murtaugh. That's going to be in and out. Gray with the rebound. She'll put it back up and in. Patience Gray with two more. Tetons up by 9. 46-37. Up the court comes McPherson. Up on top now. Working the ball around is going to be Murdoch. Murdoch looking to drive. Kicks it back out to Beauchamp for three. That's off the mark. No good. It'll be an offensive rebound down to Piercy. She'll peel it back out. Murdaugh way downtown. Doesn't take it. She had Gray in her face. Beauchamp working on Berg. They're fighting in the paint. Pass is going to be tipped by Garcia, but it'll be reeled in by Dauenhauer in the corner to Piercy. 5 on the shot clock. Piercy got away with the carry. Nope, they're going to call her for it. Now it's going to be a turnover. Teton defense forcing the turnover deep in the shot clock. 2:50 left to go. Williston State set to check back in, and Simpson will come in for the Tetons. A little bit of a break for Bolito. And now here comes Zimmer into the game for the Tetons. She'll check in for Murdoch. So a little bit of gamesmanship on both sides as they're playing some matchup defense here. Murtaugh pushed it up the court for the Tetons. She'll hand it off to Garcia, looking to work around a tall screen from Gray. Three-pointer for Garcia off the back of the iron, and it can't be pulled down by the Tetons. Coming up again is going to be Piercy. Drives to Zimmer. She'll get it over now into the corner. It's going to be Dauenhauer for a three, and Callie Dauenhauer knocks down another triple for the Mystics. They have 4 in this quarter, 10 so far in the game. Simpson has it. Drives baseline on Zimmer. Swings it through to Garcia. Everyone thought Garcia was going to take it out to Simpson. Gets it underneath to Gray. One dribble, steps through, back out to Berg. Berg got away with a walk. And there's going to be a 3 in the key called on Gray as the Tetons turn the ball over to Bismarck State. 2:10 left to go. A dogfight here on a Sunday afternoon in Williston. 46-40. Tetons hanging on. Back up the court now comes Piercy and the Mystics. Simpson picks her up about 10 feet from the perimeter. Beauchamp coming with a tall screen. A 30-footer from deep. No good. It'll be tipped around. Gray with the board. Gets it off to Garcia. Garcia up to Murtaugh. Murtaugh crosses over on Piercy behind her back through traffic, and she's going to be fouled by Zimmer, who picks up her second. And with a little bit of a show of emotion out there, she wisely contained her emotion not to pick up a tee out on the court. 149, the second one on Zimmer, just the second team foul on Bismarck State here in the quarter. 149 left to go. Gray will get it on the perimeter to Simpson. Simpson puts it on the deck. Back underneath to Gray. It's going to be tipped away from behind. Garcia, the lone Teton, back on defense. Dauenhauer kicks it out to McPherson for 3. It's going to be off the mark. No good. Berg can't reel it in. Out of the goal. Back to Zimmer for 3 from the corner. That's going to be up and no good. Simpson comes down to the board. Bounce pass over to Murtaugh. Buck and a half left to go in the half. Long pass to Garcia. Garcia gets caught underneath, and she's going to be fouled, and that foul is going to go against Dauenhauer. That'll be her third. And Coach Harris thought there should have been a travel called on Garcia. Murtaugh checks out of the game, and coming back in is Tia Conradson for her first entrance. So he's Simpson, Conradson, Berg, Gray, and entry pass is going to be going to result in a steal and then a foul on Berg, who picks up her second. The fourth team foul, 1:23 left to go, so now the Mystics will be shooting the rest of the way. Bolito coming into the game for Williston State. She'll come in for Berg. So Bolito back in with just one foul. Simpson with one and Bolito with one, the lone foul recipients on the court for Williston State. Dauenhauer has it, picks up a screen from Beauchamp, steps over, back to Beauchamp. She'll long-range 3, in and out, no good. Long rebounds will be wrestled away by Bolito. She pushed it up the court, checked behind her for any Wolves behind. Here she'll swing it into the corner, but it'll be tipped out of bounds by Beauchamp. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 1:02 left to go in the half. Teton set to inbound from underneath their own basket. Now they'll be pulled along a little further along the baseline. Tetons along the blocks. Conradson gets it in the corner, hands it back off to Simpson, works it Now into the hands of Garcia, looking up and over to Gray, who can't quite reel it in. It'll be pulled down by Zimmer. Another turnover for the Tetons. They've had some turnover issues late in this half. Under a minute left to go. Bismarck State can go for a 2-for-1 if they so choose. McPherson crosses over on Bolito, has her locked up. Piercy forces a long one up. That kisses the front of the rim and kicks out of bounds. Now 37 seconds left. Coach Triplett has a big decision now to see how he wants to operate with a short differential between the shot and the play clock. Tetons up by 6 points, 46-40. Simpson crosses the timeline. Up on top to Gray, looking for options, finds Conradson. Conradson picks up her dribble, long pass, Garcia, dangerous pass. Garcia with a reverse layup, no good, loose ball. It'll be on the ground, Garcia gets it. Simpson, step back three-pointer on the way. That's going to be no good. Piercy pulls down the board, she'll get it off to Zimmer, and the Mystics can hold for one. Zimmer crosses the timeline. 10 seconds left to go. Beauchamp with a tall screen, looking to drive. Kicks it out to Piercy. In the corner, wide open. Dauenhauer knocks it down, and that'll cut the deficit to just 3. Garcia heaves it. Good, it goes just short as the Tetons take a 3-point lead into the locker room. 46-43. A huge barrage from the perimeter. 10 3-pointers hit by this BSC team, including 4 for Callie Dauenhauer. We're going to take a quick break here from Williston. When we come back, we'll have the complete halftime breakdown for you. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Save on Steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new Steel backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your Steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you. making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise, built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike, we're back here for Teton Basketball exclusively on the Wilson State College YouTube page. 2 minutes before we get going for the start of the second half. Taking a look at the scoring, starting off with Bismarck State and the Mystics. Leading the way in scoring for Bismarck State is Callie Dauenhauer, who has 12 points in the game. 8 points for Aaliyah McPherson, 8 for Brinley Murdoch. 8 points as well in for Kate Zimmer. 5 points from Harris Beauchamp and 2 points from Caden Piercy. The Mystics shot in that first half 34% from the field, 15 for 44. They were 10 of 29 from deep. They were 3 of 4 from the stripe. So only 5 shots for the Mystics came from inside the arc that went into the bucket. The Mystics have pulled down 18 rebounds in the game, 11 defensive, 7 offensive, 9 assists, 3 steals, 8 turnovers, and 8 personal fouls. Only 2 players with 2. It is Zimmer and Ross with a couple of personal fouls. Looking over at the Tetons, they're led in scoring by Allison Kunze. She has 16 at the break, 10 for Jersey Berg, 7 coming in for Ali Garcia, 5 for Taylor Murtaugh, 4 for Patience Gray, and 2 each for Lucia Bolito and Kylie Simpson. The Tetons shot 41% from the field, 18 of 43, just 2 of 10 from deep, and went a perfect 8 of 8 from the line. All of those free throws coming in the first quarter. The Tetons have the advantage, points in the paint, 22-10, points off of turnovers, 9-0, second chance points, 12-7. Bismarck State has the lead in bench points, 10-6. There's been 2 ties, 4 lead changes. The largest lead for the Coyotes came with 10 points with 7:15 left in the first. For the Mystics, it was 2 points. Comes with 9:41 left to go in the second. Tetons start off with the ball. Simpson has it up on top. She'll swing it over to Murtaugh. Looking for Kunze in the corner. Can't find her. Back up to Burr. Garcia for 3. Garcia no good. That'll be pulled down by McPherson. McPherson pushing up the court for the Mystic. Gets it over now to Zimmer on top. Back to McPherson. She's going to take off. Has a lane to the bucket. She'll flip it up. No good. Pulled down by Simpson. And there's going to be a jump ball. Alternating arrow. We'll give it back to... Oh, they're going to give it to the Mystics. They didn't change the alternating arrow sign before the quarter started. Zimmer sent to Traeger. She'll get it up on top now to Beauchamp. Beauchamp hands it off to Dauenhauer. Offensive foul. Will give the Tetons the ball back. That one looks like it will go on Beauchamp. If it is, it's going to be her second personal. Or third. No, it's not going to go on Beauchamp. It will go on number 35, Anna Ross, who picks up an early foul with her third. Back up the Tetons up the court. Simpson up on top to Kunze, working her way around. Hands it off to Garcia. Back to Murtaugh. Murtaugh to Simpson. Weaving now to Berg. Over to Murtaugh again. Good ball movement. Swing pass to Simpson in the corner. She'll swing through. Gets a step on Zimmer. Pushed into the corner for Berg. 2-pointer coming for Berg. In and it just rolled off the rim. Pulled down by Zimmer. She'll push it back up the court. Long pass over to Dauenhauer. Approach the perimeter. Pass up on top now to McPherson for 3 off the back of the iron. No good. It'll be Kunze, and no, Kunze can't pull it down. Beauchamp will put it back up. No good. Now pulled down by Kunze, and she'll get it off to Murtaugh. Murtaugh back up the court for Wilson State. Hands it off to Berg. Picks up a screen from Kunze. Long 2-point shot from Berg. Kunze got pushed from underneath by Dauenhauer. No call as the Mystics get the ball back. Ross loses it in the corner, and she'll step on the baseline. It'll be a turnover on BSC. They give it back to the Tetons. Ross checking out of the game. Murdoch checking in. So Ross out after picking up her third personal. Murdoch had a good first half with 8 points, just 1 foul as she re-enters. Simpson walking it along the perimeter, hands it off to Murtaugh. Murtaugh cuts in, gets to the elbow. Berg, mid-range jumper, that's going to be off, no good. Gets her own rebound, underneath, turn around, put back, that's going to be up and good. 2 more for Berg. Jersey with a good bucket, and she will now go up to 12 points in the games. The Tetons are up by 5. Half as many is their largest lead in the game of 10. McPherson out on the wing, gets it out in the corner. Good defense by Berg on Beauchamp. Berg's going to poke it away. Garcia comes down to the ball. Garcia long pass up to Murtaugh. Murtaugh drives, gets a bump. No call coming. Coach Triplett not happy with the no call. As back comes McPherson, and they're going to call a foul on Garcia coming the other way. That's just going to be her first personal. First team in the quarter for Williston State. So Murtaugh on that driving layup looked to have a clear path to the bucket, and she got bumped in there on the attempt. So lots of physicality. They're letting go here early. Dauenhauer coming around a high screen, looking to drive, swing pass. It'll be off the fingertips of Zimmern, out of bounds. A little too much on the pass from Dauenhauer, as the Tetons will get another chance to extend on their 5-point lead, 48-43. So the Tetons again looking to see if they can survive a barrage of three-pointers from this Mystics team in the second half. In the third corner, Berg from the elbow. That one's going to be just short. Gets her own rebound, puts it back off the glass. No good. And it goes again back to the Mystics. They'll be down in the corner now. Murdoch to McPherson, looking underneath for Beauchamp, and there's going to be a foul on Berg. And again, an argument there for Beauchamp with a hook on Berg. Jersey will pick up her third personal. So we may see Bolito coming in sooner rather than later, or Gray back into the game. Long pass goes up on top to Beauchamp. She'll get it off. No, it's going to take off, and it'll be up, and in it goes for Harris Beauchamp. She has two more now, up to 7. 3-point game. Tetons still up on top now, 48-45. 7:05 left to go. Coonsey with a mid-range jumper, rattles that one home. So Coonsey with a tough bucket, and it knocks home for the Tetons. Now 50-45, under 7 minutes left to go in the third. Up on top to Zimmer, and three-pointer, that's going to be soft off the front of the rim, no good. Simpson took a knee to the leg, trying to curl around a screen. Murtaugh comes in, hands it back to Garcia. Garcia had an eye for a three-pointer, now runs into Berg as the Tetons look to get set. Simpson underneath, a long shot, no good. Coonsey with the rebound, puts it up and in. Two more for Coonsey. She has 18. So Coonsey with a great bucket. Up on top, it'll go now to Dauenhauer. Working on Murtaugh, behind her back, Murtaugh poked it away, but into the hands of Murdoch it goes. Up on top to Zimmer, looking underneath for Beauchamp. Gets a good seal there, and there's going to be an and one as Harris Beauchamp knocks it down. We'll see who that one is on. It's going to go against Coonsey, her second personal. Third team foul already in the first. 1:45 as the Tetons bringing a little substitution in early. Out of the game, will check Coonsey coming in. The Tetons, we have number 43, Zanifra Keeksta. See her first entrance into the game. Beauchamp, first one on the way, or one of one on the way to complete the three-point play. Is going to be up and good. She has scored now the last 5 in the game for BSC. Simpson hands it off to Garcia. Works herself around. Pulls up in the paint. Got to drop. Big shot for Garcia. Push the lead back up now to 6-point game, 54-48. Beauchamp on Keeksta. Drives, going to be cut off. Still working down underneath, and there's going to be another and one as Beauchamp knocks down a tough runner, and she'll go back to the stripe for another 3-point play. Keeksta picking up her first personal, 14 fouls, so the Mystics will be shooting the rest of the way in the third quarter. Beauchamp at the stripe for her second of, or so for her one of one. That one is going to be up and in as well. She quickly is up to 13 points. She's now scored the last 8 for Bismarck State. Keeksta gets it off to Garcia. Thought about a three. Now to Murtaugh. Murtaugh to Simpson. Hands it off to Berg. Curls around. Gets to the elbow. Cycles through. She's going to be cut off. Up on top to Garcia. Had Simpson. Down underneath. Couldn't find her. Garcia on the drive. Got it to go. Allie Garcia. Tough shot for Allie. Returns the favor with an and one of her own. We'll see who it's on. It looks like it may go on Beauchamp. No, it's going to go on Murdoch. That's her second personal. Just the second team. And Garcia with a chance to push the lead back up to 6. Currently 5:56-51. Allie's first free throw is going to rattle around and drop in there. One free throw good for Allie. She's now 3 for 3 in the game from the stripe. Beauchamp gets it over on the far wing, looking to drive, and they're going to call a soft touch foul on. They're going to call the foul on Garcia, who was away from the play. They call it an on-ball foul, so Garcia picks up her second. And with that, the 15th foul, that is going to be 2 more free throws coming from Harris Beauchamp. So now there is a timeout. Now there's a question. Coach for the Mystics had a question, so there's going to be 2 shots coming. Coach Triplett now with an argument for the official. First one up for Beauchamp is going to be good. She's on a tear so far in this third quarter. She scored 9 points in the first 4 minutes and 37 seconds of this quarter, including 3 free throws, and now make it 4. She's up to 10 points so far in the quarter. All this happening with Allison Kunze on the bench. Garcia in the corner. Tough defense now coming for the Mystics. Up on top to Simpson. Back to Garcia all alone for 3. Garcia, that one way off, no good. Berg chasing it down, and it's going to be reeled in by Zimmer. Long pass up on top to McPherson. Gets it back to Zimmer, who will cross the timeline. Closing in on 3 minutes left to go. McPherson back to Zimmer. Finds Murdoch on top. Looking for Beauchamp. She's on at the charity stripe. Looking to drive. Running layup, no good. And be pulled down by Murdoch. Gets hit from behind, no call. 4-on-2 break for the Tetons. Gets it to Berg in the corner. Pulls up through traffic off the front, no good. Picks up her own rebound. Puts it back up and in. 2 more for Jersey. She has 14. 59-53. McPherson, a long three-pointer. That one gets in there. She's now with 11 points, and the Tetons are going to call it timeout. No. So back and forth we go, back down to a 3-point game. It's a short timeout called by the Mystics. We'll take a short one as well. We'll be back in half a minute.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike Ritter back for Teton basketball on the Wilson State College YouTube page. Tetons have the ball up by 3. As battling back has been Bismarck State. Every time the Tetons try to push the lead out, and they've been led by Harris Beauchamp, has 10 points in the quarter herself. Inbound play now coming for the Tetons, waiting for everyone to get set. There's an issue at the scorer's bench. It does appear, not sure what is going on, but there's a little bit of a delay before we get into action. The officials are talking to Jeff Larson. It looks like they do have things cleared up. Tetons have the ball. 4.5 left to go. Simpson bringing it up the timeline. She'll be met by McPherson. Backs out, looking for a teammate. Now to Garcia up on top. Garcia splits a couple of defenders. Bounce pass underneath. And it's going to be kicked away by Beauchamp, trying to thread the needle over to Kicksta. And we'll have a media timeout. Stop here. Not sure what we're going to have now. So we will have a media timeout on the court. It'll be a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll have more Teton basketball right here for you on the Wilson State YouTube page.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Mike Ritter back here. Tetons have the ball after the media timeout. Simpson in the corner underneath the Kiksa up on top. Garcia had an open look. She'll take off on the drive over to Berg in the mid-range, and she's going to be hammered on the way up, and they'll say no call. Beauchamp now back up the court, and she's going to be allowed a lane. Going to be blocked by Keksa. Gets it off to Murtaugh. Pushes it up the court for the Tetons. Tetons need a spark here. Under 4 minutes left to go in the third, and they're going to call Simpson on the end line, or on the sideline. Looked like to be she had a little bit of room to work. But it'll now be another turnover. Remains a three-point game. Chance for the Mystics to tie it up with their prolific three-point shooting. McPherson has it up on top. Going to pick up a screen from Beauchamp. Pick and roll. Beauchamp gets it on the elbow. Tall pass over to Murdoch. Going to drive. Going to flip it out back to Zimmer on the wing up on top to Beauchamp. In the corner to McPherson. Pulls it back out. 7 on the shot clock. Long three-pointer coming from Dowenhauer. No good. Pulled up by Berg. Tetons don't have numbers. Berg gets to the perimeter. She's going to cross over. Pulls up for the mid-range, and she'll be fouled by Zimmer. So Kate Zimmer will pick up her third foul. It is now Zimmer and Ross each with 3, and we're going to see our first appearance into the game from Trinity Clark. Clark will actually come into the game for Beauchamp. And now it'll be Piercy checking into the game for the Mystics, as Piercy will go into the game for Zimmer. At the stripe for a pair is going to be Jersey Berg, sitting at 14 points in the game. First one up for Berg is going to be good. 15. Chance for 16 here to close her within 4 points for a game high for Coonsey. Next one on the way for Berg. That one is going to roll in as well. Perfect 2 for 2 from the stripe. Tetons back up by 5. Clark has the ball, pushes up, out over to McPherson, driving. Gets over to the far wing, looking down low for Clark. Nothing there. Long cross-court pass to Piercy. She'll throw it up. That'll be no good. Off the side of the rim, McPherson with the offensive rebound. Down deep into the corner, up on top to Murdoch. Murdoch looking underneath for Clark. Up on Kiksa. Puts it up. No good. Garcia gets taken down from behind. No call. And now Piercy comes away with it. Wide open look for Dowenhauer. That one's no good. Berg's going to take it down. She gets wrestled with no call. Back in the corner, McPherson again. Another look for 3. That's off the mark. This time Garcia comes away with it. She'll throw it up to Simpson. One-on-one with Piercy. Simpson puts it up. That's going to be no good. They'll be pulled back down by Murdoch. Tetons have 2 back on defense. Murdoch looking to attack the top of the perimeter. McPherson now over to Dowenhauer from the corner for 3. No good. Pulled down by Berg. Gets it off to Murtaugh. Hits the deck. Had Simpson ahead, but just a little too far. Tetons will see what they can do. Now Murtaugh on the drive. Takes a bump. Looking to get it off to a teammate. Up on top of the go to Kiksa. They'll reset with 15 left on the shot clock. Now it'll be Murtaugh. Driving again. Puts it up and in. Taylor Murtaugh for 2. She's up to 7. The Tetons up now 63-56. 7-point lead. Piercy on the wing, being guarded by Berg. Tough battle down low. Kiksa and Clark. 2 big posts. Piercy now from the near wing. Picking up a screen. He's going to drive baseline on Berg, and they're going to get number 4 on Berg. With 1:49 left to go, here comes Bolito into the game. So Bolito will check in with 1:49 left to go in the third quarter. An extended break on the bench for Allison Coonsey. Coonsey sitting with 2 fouls. Back in the game back at the line is Piercy. Her first one is going to be up and good. Very good free throw shooting for both teams here in this one. 6-point game once again, 63-57. Piercy again for her second of 2. That one is good as well. 5-point game, 63-58. Back comes Simpson up the court. She'll be met by McPherson. Picks it up. Long pass over to Bolito. Bolito looks to take off. Swings it through over to Simpson. In the corner for Murtaugh. 3. It's good in there. Taylor Murtaugh for a triple. Tetons up by 8. She now has 10 in the game. Dowenhauer looking to drive, going to be cut off. Good recovery by Garcia after stopping the drive. Piercy back up on top to McPherson. McPherson from way downtown, about 6 feet behind the arc, and that one is going to be good for her. Back now comes Williston State, back down to a 5-point game. Simpson hands it off to Murtaugh. Murtaugh cross court to Garcia. Garcia pulls the trigger. That one is good. Allie Garcia with a big three-pointer, 15 points for her, and she has pushed the lead back up to 8 points, 69-61. Dowenhauer on top, gets it over to Murtaugh. Looking underneath for Clark, good defense. Looking to drive, kicks up, pops it away. It'll land in the hands of Clark. Now Dowenhauer crossing over on Murtaugh, and there's going to be a bump called on Murtaugh. Coach Triplett beside himself. And that's 2 shots now coming for Bismarck State with 39.8 seconds left to go. So unless the Tetons miss and get a rebound offensively, the Mystics will get one more look at the stripe is Callie Dowenhauer. Her first one is going to be up and good. 7-point game, 69-62. She'll have one more coming. Very short benches here in this third quarter. Dowenhauer again at the stripe. Her second of 2 on the way. That one is good. Simpson gets the inbound pass. She'll cross over on McPherson and charge up the court now, hits the brakes, and waits for the blow-by. High screen coming from Kecksta. Nothing there. Simpson holding on, waiting. 20 on the shot clock. Ball goes in the hands of Garcia, looking to drive. Push it into the corner for Murtaugh. Corner 3. Off the mark, no good. Clark with the rebound. They're going to get it up. There's going to be a steal by Simpson. Simpson underneath to Bolito. Steps through, gets some space, and puts it up and in. Bolito with 2 more. 8-point game. 10 on the shot, 10 on the clock. Long pass over to Piercy. Piercy in the corner, looking down low for Clark. Uses a big push down low. Piercy on the drive, and the girl flat-footed puts one up, no good, and the Tetons get the stop. They head into the quarter break up by 8, 71-63. They're a +5 in the quarter. Another high-scoring quarter here in Williston. We're going to take another 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of quarter number 4 here from the Well in Williston. Back in 1 minute.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born. Growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Mike, we're back here starting the fourth quarter. Tetons have the ball up by 8. Garcia gets the ball just from Simpson. Kecksta up on top, waiting for help. She'll hand the ball off to Murtaugh. There's going to be a bump coming. It'll be on Piercy. So Piercy picks up her first personal foul, first team foul. Coach Harris cannot believe that one. Another inbound play coming for the Tetons. Simpson working on Zimmer. Can't find it. Up to Kecksta. She'll hand it off to Bolito. Works to the top of the perimeter. Crosses over. Looking for some space. She'll get into the paint. Running floater up. No good. It'll be pulled down by Basham, who's freshly checked back into the game. Pushing up is going to be McPherson. She'll cross the timeline. Picked up by Bolito. And there's going to be a foul called on Bolito. Her second. Fouls continue to build for both teams. Tetons in a little more foul trouble. It'll be 4 fouls on Jersey Berg, and then Garcia, Murtaugh, Bolito, and Kunze with 2. Kunze still out of the game. She's exited early in that third. Still has not returned. Zimmer has the ball, looking to drive on Simpson, and Murtaugh's going to tie her up. Good defensive effort by Taylor Murtaugh. Alternating arrow will keep it with Bismarck State. 9:28 left to go in the game. Tetons up by 8, 71-63. Zimmer set to inbound the ball. Zimmer calling for action. They're going to get underneath. McPherson puts it up and in. McPherson with 2 more first points of this fourth quarter. Kylie Simpson up the court for the Tetons. High screen coming from Kexa. Looking to get it off to Bolito. Nothing there. Now to Simpson. Simpson has to come back and pick it up. Hands the ball to Murtaugh. Murtaugh being hounded by Piercy. Dribbles out. Garcia on top of the perimeter. Thought about a big three-pointer. Floater in the paint through tons of contact. No call. Peeled down by Zimmer. Gets it up to Dauenhauer. Dauenhauer crosses over. Piercy in the corner. Murtaugh forcing her to use her left. She'll work her way around. Spin move. Going to drive and going to put her up. There's going to be a block. No call coming. Kexa will pull down the loose ball. Everyone waiting for the whistle that didn't come. Murtaugh pushing it up the court. She's going to drive. Crosses over on Piercy. Flips it up and got her to go. Kayla Murtaugh now with 12 points in the game. Tetons back up by 8. McPherson. Baseline over to Beauchamp. That's going to be in and out. No good. Long rebound. Beauchamp will get her own board. And Bolito got hammered on that one with Beauchamp getting 2 more. She has 17. Simpson back up the court. High screen coming again from Kexa. She's going to split a couple of defenders, and Zimmer's going to come away with a steal. Back up comes a 2-on-1 break. Murtaugh going to get it over. It'll be a block call, a foul called on Murtaugh. That's her third. That will send Dauenhauer to the line. 73-67. Chance to shrink the lead even further. Murtaugh will get a break. No, it's going to be Bolito gets a break. She'll come out with Conradson checking in. At the stripe now, Dauenhauer, her first one short off the front of the iron. No good. She'll have one more coming. Next one on the way. The chance now to get the lead down to just 5. Second of 2 on the way. That one is going to be good. 2 for 2 this trip, or 1 for 2 this trip. Full court press now coming for the Mystics. Conradson, long pass up to Garcia. She's going to be harassed. Going to be tipped away from back to Conradson. And there's going to be a timeout called by Coach Triplett to save the possession. 8:01 left to go. We'll see if it's going to be a long one or a short one. It's going to be a long timeout. We'll take a long one as well. We'll be back for more Teton basketball in 1 minute.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical power.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons after the full timeout now got their press breaker all dialed up. We'll have to see what they can do with it. Bismarck State not guarding the inbound passer, which will be Tia Conradson. Tia gets the ball, calls for action, cross screen coming. Simpson gets open in the middle of the court. Just about had it poked away. Long pass up to Conradson across the timeline. Over to Kexa. Looks to drive. Puts it up and off the front of the rim. No good. It'll be pulled down by Beauchamp. McPherson gets it all alone underneath. Flips it up and in. 2 more for her. She has 18. 3-point game. 73-70. Back up the court comes Murtaugh. Looking back door for Simpson. Nothing there. Kexa has it up on top. Now to Simpson. Simpson holding on, waiting for the offense to develop for Williston State. Murtaugh back up to Conradson, over to Garcia, one-on-one with Dauenhauer, looking to drive, backs down in the paint, underneath to Kexa, takes a shot, doesn't get the call, but gets the bucket. She now has 2 points in the game. Tetons back up by 5, 75-70. 7:15 left to go in the game. Dauenhauer over to McPherson, looking for Beauchamp up on top, can't quite find her. Coming to pick up the ball is going to be Dauenhauer as the Mystics reset. 15 on the shot clock. Dauenhauer the big screen up on top. Zimmer looking down low, nothing there. Dauenhauer now gets it in the paint. Going to put it up. No good. Kexa with the board. Gets it off to Simpson. Coach Harris not happy that bucket didn't drop from short range as Simpson crosses the timeline. Long pass over to Murtaugh along the perimeter, up on top to Conradson. Simpson now on the near wing, going to drive on Zimmer. She'll dribble all the way through, goes for the reverse layup, and she'll be fouled. And it's either going to go on Piercy or Zimmer. We'll see who. Both of them were the closest Mystics in the air. No, it's going to go on Beauchamp. Beauchamp may have gotten a little bit of a bump in there. Just the second for Beauchamp. Piercy coming out of the game. Murdoch checking back in. And Simpson will be at the stripe for a pair. Kylie's first of 2 from the line. That one rims in and out. No good. She'll have one more coming. Simpson at the stripe for her second of 2. Looking to push the Teton lead out back by 2 full possessions. And she will, knocking down her second of 2 free throws, going 1 for 2 on the trip. Murdoch in transition for 3, and that one is going to get drained. She's knocked down 3 3-pointers in transition so far. Murtaugh coming back up the court now, a 3-point game. Kexa has it. Garcia had an open look. Big stream by Kexa. Garcia in the little floater, up no good. Murdoch with the rebound, and no tie-up called. Kexa and Murdoch have both had possession of the ball. Murdoch's going to sail it out of bounds, looking for Zimmer to tail off into the corner. She spotted up on the wing, so that'll give the ball back to Williston State. Will now be full court press again. Mystics late to get in as they get the ball into Taylor Murtaugh. She'll jog it up the court, closing on 6 minutes left in a 3-point game. Murtaugh comes around a double high screen, step back 3-pointer, off the mark, no good. Conradson tries to save it from going out of bounds, and it'll go back to BSC with 5:57 remaining. Both Berg and Kunze still on the bench. Tetons have went 9 deep here this afternoon. Dauenhauer has it on the near wing, picks up a screen, pick and roll with McPherson. She'll pull back on the top of the wing to Zimmer. Zimmer gives it down underneath to Murdoch. Murdoch steps through, has to throw one up. Wild shot, no good. It'll be pulled down by Simpson. Gets it off to Garcia. Garcia now to Murtaugh. Murtaugh on the wing will peel back. Simpson on top, gets a step and a drive. Pulls up from mid-range. That one a foul not called. Beauchamp got her on the arm. Coach Tribler going to have to be careful. He's on the precipice of maybe picking up a tee. If it wasn't a 3-point game, he may have already had one. Dauenhauer now will swing it over to Beauchamp. Bounce pass up on top. Now here comes Berg and Kunze. 3-pointer coming, and it's going to be no good on top of the perimeter. 5:05 left to go. Murtaugh will cross over. The Tetons looking to hold on, see if they can remain firm the rest of the way. Murtaugh coming around a double high screen. She'll hand it off to Simpson. Simpson to the elbow, underneath to Kexa. Jump hooked, and it'll be up, no good. Tipped around, and it's going to be pulled down by Beauchamp. Tetons a little bit of pressure. Now Dauenhauer working up the court on Simpson. Brendel set to check in for the Mystics on the next stop. McPherson way downtown for 3. That's going to be no good. Pulled down by Garcia. Garcia pushes it up the court for the Tetons. Simpson on the wing, all alone for 3. Off the mark, no good. Tipped around, and it'll be pulled down by Zimmer. Zimmer long pass up to Dauenhauer. She'll slow things down. Doesn't have any options. Out of the wing to McPherson. Now the baseline drive. McPherson's going to be called for the travel. She was trying to whip it behind her to Dauenhauer. As the substitutions now be made, Conradson comes out of the game with Kunze checking in. And Kexa checks out for Jersey Berg. Berg will have to be careful. She's playing with 4. Zimmer out of the game with Brooklyn Brendel coming in. 76-73. 4:15 left to go. Simpson bringing the ball up the court for the Tetons. On top of the perimeter. Now to Kunze. Hands it off to Garcia on the far wing. Garcia thought about a 3 in front of Murdoch. Murdoch just about bowled over Kunze. Berg underneath to Kunze. Drop step, turn around, and she's going to be fouled by Beauchamp. Got her with the body. That'll be number 3 on Beauchamp. And put Kunze back to the line. Much needed trip to the stripe for the Tetons, and a welcome back onto the court for Allison Kunze. Kunze sitting at 20 points for the Tetons. First of 2 on the way is going to be up and good. She'll have one more coming. Kunze with just 2 personal fouls herself will likely play the remaining 4 minutes even of regulation. Next one on the way is going to be good as well. Kunze up to 22. And there's going to be a timeout called by Williston State here with 4 minutes left to go. We'll see if it's a long one or a short one before we step away. A great one here at the Well. It's a short one called by Coach Triplett. We'll be back in half a minute.
You work hard. You deserve a space that's truly yours. Whether it's upgrading your current home or stepping into something brand new, American State Bank and Trust Company is here to make your dreams a reality.
This is Megan Wenker, Assistant Vice President and Real Estate Loan Manager at American State Bank and Trust Company. Our lending team is committed to offering tailored loan options and expert guidance because you deserve nothing but the best. Visit with Heather Ryder or me and go beyond towards the home of your dreams.
Stop in or visit ASBT.com today. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Mike Rooter back here for Teton basketball exclusively on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons up by 5, 78-73. After the timeout taken, right after Allison Coonsey knocked down a pair of free throws. And now the Tetons will get into some full court press. So now Coach Triplett saying, hey, get in there for some denial. They're going to get in. Long pass is going to be stolen away. Murtaugh gets it underneath. It'll be Simpson with the shot up and good. 2 more for Kylie Simpson. She has 5 in the game. And there's going to be a turnover on McPherson. Tetons get it back. And they are now with just 10 seconds elapsed. They have 4 points in the last 10 seconds and have forced 2 turnovers. Brendel will be checking out of the game here very quickly. Coming back in is going to be Kate Zimmer. Inbound play coming for Berg. Bounce pass to Simpson. She'll wait for it to cross the timeline before she picks it up. Over to Garcia on the near wing. Up on top to Berg. Berg backdoor Murtaugh. What a pretty pass from Jersey Berg. Give her the dime up to Taylor Murtaugh, who now has 14. Zimmer brings the ball across the timeline. They get her over to Beauchamp, driving on Berg. Jersey's going to have to be real careful. The Mystics miss an opportunity for Beauchamp to drive. Open look for 3 from McPherson. Up no good. Coonsey with the rebound. She'll muscle it away from the defender. Simpson pushing the ball up the court. Under 3.5 left to go. Tetons up by 9. Coonsey on top of the perimeter. She's going to get to the elbow. Pulls up and got it to go. Allison Coonsey, 2 more. Mid-range puts the Tetons up 11. Their largest lead of the game. Mystics going to have to start pulling the trigger from deep more. Berg muscling up down underneath with Beauchamp. Murdoch from way downtown. That one in and out, no good. Good rebound to be tipped away. Berg's going to pick it up. Loose ball still. 2-on-1 down. Berg underneath for Coonsey. Gets hit on the head and one. Allison Coonsey. Another dime from Berg. And Coonsey having herself a career night here for the Tetons. Have pushed them up by 13 with a chance to make it 14. 2:48 left to go. So the Tetons, after some struggles offensively, have been now getting it done on the defensive end. Coonsey at the stripe for 1 shot. On the way, that one is good as well. A trio of Tetons coming in and out. Both teams now look like they may play some offense to defense substitutions. Brendel back in for Murdoch. It's Berg, Murtaugh, and Coonsey checking out. Into the game is Conradson, Polito, and Kexta. Long pass will go to McPherson in the corner. Go up on top, back to Beauchamp. The pass is going to be tipped, taken away, kicked around by the Tetons. No kickball called. Open 3-pointer from Brendel. She'll knock it down. And there's going to be a timeout called by Bismarck State. Officials missed a kickball on the court. That resulted in the wide open look from Brooklyn Brendel. And now the 3 offensive subs come back into the game for Williston State. Timeout on the court. 2:37 left to go. Down to a 9-point game. An 11-point game. 87-76. Tetons now looking to see if they can salt some time off the clock. Expect some full court pressure to come out on the Mystics side. As they're going to leave Brendel back into the game. She just knocked down her first bucket. It was a big 3-pointer to cut the lead down to 11. So the Tetons back out on the court with their starting 5. Master stroke by Coach Triplett. The long break for both Coonsey and Berg. Full court press coming. Berg set to trigger. She's a great passer. She'll hand the ball into Simpson. Simpson guarded by Brendel. Races up the court. She'll get across the timeline and she'll peel out. Tetons now looking to waste some time. Coonsey in the corner. Flips it up on top, and there's going to be a foul called on Zimmer. That's number 4 on her. It'll send Coonsey to the line with the contact. The ball sailed into the backcourt So it'll be Kunze back to the stripe for 2 more. So 15 fouled. Tetons still have 2 personal fouls to give. So now it's Coach Harris who has to be careful not to pick one up. Here's Kunze's first one. It's going to be up and good. She may crack 30 points, up to 28. The chance here now for 29. Kunze ready herself from the stripe. 2nd of 2 on the way. That one rolls off. No good. Beauchamp will pull it down. Simpson tough on ball. Swing pass over to McPherson. Races it up the court. Expect a long 3-pointer coming early in the possession. Brendel has it. Good defense by the Tetons. Brendel going to be swallowed up now, up to Beauchamp along the perimeter. Peeled out. McPherson's going to be hounded by Kunze. He's going to step back. Berg with a late challenge coming up. That one's going to be short, no good. Loose ball underneath. Coming underneath for Zimmer, who's going to put it up and in. 2 points for Zimmer. Going to make it a 10-point game. Long pass out to Berg. Swings through. She'll get a step into the front court. Berg, swing pass in the corner for Kunze. Slows things down. Under 2 minutes left to go. Murtaugh has it. She'll be bumped. No call there, and Kunze gets a wide open look for a layup, puts it up, no good, misses it. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll go back to the Mystics. So 88-78, 143 left to go. Conradson, Bolito, and Kexa coming into the game. Berg, Murtaugh, and Kunze checking out. Last couple of possessions, and the Mystics need to knock down some threes and get some stops if they want to try and erase a late deficit. Beauchamp up on top, gets it over to Brendel. Good closeout by Simpson. Good rotation there by the Tetons defensively. McPherson bottled up by Bolito. Entry pass underneath. It'll go. Good defense. It'll be up and pulled down by Conradson. Bounce pass over to Garcia. Races up the court. Gets a step on Zimmer to the top of the perimeter. Over to Bolito on the near wing. She'll push it back up to Simpson. Simpson drives through. She hands it back out to Bolito. Tetons now over to Kexa. Kexa to Conradson. Conradson hands it off to Bolito. 13 on the shot clock. Bolito gets a step. Mid-range floater off the mark. No good. Tips it around. And it'll be out of bounds. Back to the Mystics one more time. 1:02 left to go. If the Tetons can get one more stop, that may be enough to salt this one away. Inbound play goes to Callie Dauenhauer. Racing up. Transition 3 for Dauenhauer. She knocks one down. Conradson gave her a window and she took it. Now a 7-point game. Bolito pushing up the court, crossing over. Jump pass over to Garcia across the timeline. There's going to be a timeout call by the Tetons with 50 seconds left to go to bring back in their offensive set. 81-88. Wilson stayed up on top. We'll see if it's going to be looks to be a short timeout called by Coach Triplett. We'll take a short one as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike Ritter back here just out of the timeout. Tetons have the ball with 50 seconds on the dot left to go. They'll be inbounding the ball from the near sideline. Set up in a stack. Garcia set to trigger. Murtaugh cut to the basket. Berg, backdoor. She's going to get it underneath. Puts it up. Lots of contact. No foul. Rebound comes down to McPherson. Pushes it up the court. Long. It'll go over to Beauchamp. Knack to McPherson. Get it up on top now to Dauenhauer. Swings it around in the corner to Zimmer. Zimmer going to be drive by Garcia, and they're going to call a foul on Garcia. Just her third. The Tetons still have third team foul and third personal, so the Tetons still have one more to give. Inbound play coming. Beauchamp up on top to Zimmer. Looking in the corner for Dauenhauer. Turnaround three-pointer. That one's going to be blocked. Kunze with the board. Gets it off to Simpson. Simpson weaving around, and there's going to be a take foul called on Piercy. So that'll put Simpson at the stripe with 24 seconds left to go in the game. Tetons appear to have done enough to hold on to this one. in a dogfight here with the Mystics. Kylie Simpson at the stripe. And she can try to ice it here for Williston State. Currently a 7-point game. She can push it out to a full 3-possession contest. And she cannot anymore as she misses the first half of the 2-shot bonus. Now all 4 Tetons that aren't named Kylie Simpson get back into the backcourt to get ready to go on defense. Simpson at the stripe for her second of 2. That one bounces off, no good. Piercy pulls it down. She'll push it up the court. Be picked up at the top of the timeline. Now McPherson picks up a screen, being hounded by Garcia. Way downtown for Dauenhauer, off the board, no good. We tipped up in the air, tipped again. Simpson's going to come away with it. She'll get it off to Murtaugh. Murtaugh, 8 seconds left, and the Mystics will not contest. The Tetons come away with a big 7-point win here at home. 88-81 to hand the Mystics their first conference loss of the season. These 2 teams still have 1 regular season game left on the year, and they'll also have, most likely, with how these 2 teams played, a matchup in the postseason. We're going to step away for a quick break while we go grab the post-game stats from the official scorekeepers. When we come back, we'll break down the women's game here from the Well in Williston.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Looking for reliable, professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike, we're back here. We are post-game of the women's game, pre-game of the men's game here on Williston State YouTube page at the Well in Williston. Taking a look at the post-game stats of the Teton women's basketball win, 88-81 over Bismarck State College. The Tetons got spurred on by a 25-point third quarter, outscoring the Mystics 25-20 in that third. And the Mystics were kept in the game by a monstrous third quarter by Harris Beauchamp. She had 10 alone in that third quarter. Started the third with 5 points, ended the game with 17 points. She did a great effort there. She was the second leading scorer. Aaliyah McPherson with 18 points in the game, hitting 4 3-pointers. Beauchamp with 17 points. Dauenhauer with 15. Zimmer with 13. And Murdoch with 11. Also, 4 points coming in from Caden Piercy and 3 from Brooklyn Brendel. In the game, the Mystics hit 27 of 79 field goals for 33%, 15 of 47 from beyond the arc for 31%, and 12 of 13 from the stripe for 92%, including 7 of 8 from the line for Beauchamp alone. 42 total rebounds for the Mystics, 30 defensive, 12 offensive. They were led by both Beauchamp and Zimmer, who had 10 apiece, 12 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 16 turnovers in the game. The Tetons were led in scoring by Allison Coonsey. Coonsey was 9 of 11 from the field, all of them inside the arc, and 10 of 11 from the stripe. 16 points from Jersey Berg, going 7 of 19. 15 points from Allie Garcia, and 14 points from Taylor Murtaugh. Also adding into the scoring total for the Tetons, Kylie Simpson with 5, 4 points each from Lucia Bolito and Patience Gray, and 2 points in from Dizenifra Keksta. The Tetons in the game, they shot 41%, going 34 of 82, 4 of 18 from beyond the arc. There was 29 more three-pointers taken by the Mystics than the Tetons in this game, and Williston State went 16 from 19 from the stripe. 50 rebounds overall for Williston State, 36 defensive, 14 offensive rebounds. Coonsey led the way. She had 15 boards, an impressive 28 and 15 game, 10 defensive, 5 offensive rebounds. The Tetons had 22 total assists, led by Allie Garcia's 7. 7 steals, 4 blocks, only 8 turnovers, and 18 personal fouls in the contest. The Tetons led the way in points in the paint, 40-24, points off of turnovers, 19-0. Second chance points, 18-12. The Mystics had the lead in points off the bench, 18-10. Largest lead for the Tetons was 14, with 2:46 left to go in the fourth quarter. What ended up to be just a 7-point game. And the largest lead by Bismarck came back in the second quarter with 9:41 left to go. And the Tetons were able to battle back and get what is now officially their second conference win, although if their appeal is successful for the 2 games that they did have to forfeit earlier in the season due to some redshirt issues, they will now go.